you're expecting people to trust you based on this ad. That's how you should look at marketing. So there's a misalignment happening, and that misalignment is your message does not align with the intended customer.
We were doing pretty good at the beginning of the year, but then all of a sudden it drops and we have no marketing out there, no way to tell people that we're still here, and we drown a little bit.
You think you're saving money because you're doing it yourself. Now, on the other side, you could look at it as I'm going to pay someone to do this for me so I don't have to waste my money with this mistake. All right, what's up, everyone? I'm here with Axel. We've got a business breakthrough going on. Man, I'd love to hear a little bit about an area of your business that you feel like you can use a little help on, and tell me what's going well in the business and a little bit about you.
Well, a little bit about me. My name is Axel. I'm the owner of the ADS Painting, original from Puerto Rico, so I'm bilingual. Um, Painter by trade, been painting for the past 16, 17 years. Um, Now we're starting to branch into it. Just happened to, we're going to start our own deal. Right now, we're focusing on a lot of contractors, so that's how we got started.
Yep.
Um, but we feel that game is not appropriate for us. It's just
No,
crazy. So
crazy.
we would like to put our names out there and our face out there to start helping our community. You know what I mean? To help people that
Sure.
actually need their services done. So
Fantastic,
that's where
man.
we
I
at.
love it. Yeah. So you said the big thing for you was getting leads. I'll get to that in a second, but I like to always go through a little checklist to see how much you've gotten done up to this point, man. So you got a website?
I do. I've been working on it. That's one of the things I just been learning about you guys. All this. I've just been taking info in. So that's one of the things I've been
Yeah.
working on it myself because budgets are tight. I'm trying to put my daughter through college, university, and stuff like that. So I don't have a bunch of budget to market and do all that stuff. So been doing it myself and learning myself. So yes, I do have a website up.
Good. Got the website. How about a Google listing? You got that taken care of yet?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That as well.
Awesome. Awesome. So website, Google listing. How about a Facebook page? You got that up for your business yet?
I do. I do.
All right. How about a CRM? You got a system to organize clients and customers?
No, my invoice platform, that's all I use is Joist.
Okay. Um, Joist has its limitations. Obviously, it's just for estimating and invoicing. If you know a little bit about drip jobs, that's going to help you organize, follow up with people. It's going to make it easy for customers to interact with you. So, for example, like when you get someone that's interested in an estimate, you just send them a link. They can fill out their information. They get a follow up. So, the reason I'm saying this is because if your big problem right now is you don't have leads, I always say, hey, man, you want to make sure you have a system that helps you organize those leads and communicate with those leads, because you're going to spend money getting people interested. But if it's hard for them to book with you, if it's hard for you to organize where you schedule them, it's like a waste of money. So we'll talk about that another time. I just want to let you know Drip Jobs is a good step up from Joist. In terms of marketing now, so what have you done so far to get business on the residential side directly to the customer? How what have you done so far? Have you done residential jobs just for the customer, or are you just working for the GC right now?
No, yeah, we have done a bunch of residential. Most of them are just word of mouth. But right now, we started with the Google ads. I've been learning about that as well. And the Facebook ads, I've been learning and
So
trying to
you
post some
you're
stuff.
running your so okay, so you started and you're running your own Facebook ads?
Hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
Awesome, man. That's great. Have you gotten any leads from them yet?
No, it's been up for like maybe 2 weeks or so, and no, I haven't. Maybe one or two, and they just not respond yet.
Okay. And how much have you spent so far on Facebook ads?
Since I got it up, it's probably I checked it this morning. It's around 350 or $400 or so, and it's got like
Okay.
700 clicks. So
Yep.
it's a low budget. I got it
And
like in $25 a day.
that's okay. That's okay. Hey, that's still money.
Right?
That's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
we want to say, so let me ask you this. What does the ad look like? Tell me what the ad looks like. Tell me a little bit about what you wrote. Like I want to hear a little bit about that.
Pretty much the ad is just offering our services in the Sarasota area as a service contractor, exterior, interior painting, residential, commercial. It's got our phone number, it's got our website, um, it's got a little link to fill up a form, but it doesn't go that far. It has to get to, I have to go look at for it. You know what I mean? Just get to my email. So if I'm not,
Got it. So I actually, Axel, I just found your ad here. I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna share this so you can see what I'm seeing on my screen. That's okay. Is this your
yes,
ad
sure.
here? This right here?
Let me see. Yes, that's one of them. Yes.
Want to know the
Okay.
secret to a paint job that lasts? It's not the paint, it's the preparation. We don't cut corners. At ADS Painting and Restoration, we deliver on-time, high-quality, full painting services. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click below for a free quote. And remember, we charge for the preparation and materials. The painting is free. Thank you for watching.
Okay. Are you open to feedback on that?
Yes.
So Axel, so a couple things here, man. This is the only ad that you have running right now. So you might have done posts,
Yes.
but this is what your customers are seeing. Okay, so a few things stand out to me when I look at this ad, and I want to make it clear so you know why people aren't booking with you. Okay, so number one, it's AI. We know it's AI. Like it sounds
Correct.
too robotic, right? So you're expecting people to trust you based on this ad. That's how you should look at marketing, right? So you have
Okay.
a AI voice on top of somebody spraying a wall with a pressure washer, ripping up paint off the wall. How often do you do that on a paint job? Maybe one
Not
out of
very
10
often.
where it's that bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One out of
So there's
10.
a misalignment happening, and that misalignment is your message does not align with the intended customer. Does that make sense?
It does.
Right. So you're expecting high-end residential customers to click the ad and want a quote from you, but you're pretty much only targeting people that have paint so bad and old on their house that they would recognize, oh yeah, that's going to be great. I need someone to put 4,000 psi on my wall and get this scraped paint off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you're not getting good results. There's just a big misalignment there between what the message is and who it's intended for. Because when people look at ads, you want them to go, oh, that's me, and click the button,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay. Okay.
So I love that you're running your own ads. I think it's really good for you to understand this, but it's costing you money because you don't know the principles of what works in our industry, right? So on one
Correct.
side, sure, you think you're saving money because you're doing it yourself. Now, on the other side, you could look at it as I'm going to pay someone to do this for me so I don't have to waste my money with this mistake because Facebook isn't going to come in here and say, Axel, your ad isn't very good. You should change it. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
right? So you've already
Right.
wasted $700 and you've gotten no jobs. So your only thought at that point is, well, what do I do? Do I keep spending money on Facebook? No, right? Because it's not working, but it is working. It's just you have the wrong system and strategy in place. So I'll tell you this right now. You got a cross on your neck. You have a story as to why you wanted to build the business. You have a strong work ethic, I'm sure. You need to be on the camera saying, "Hi, my name's Axel. I own ADS Painting and Restoration. I'd love an opportunity to give you a free estimate. I've been in Sarasota since I was a wee boy. I actually come from Puerto Rico and I'm
Mm-hmm.
bilingual. So, hola, mi comunidad de español. Yo soy Axel." See? And
Mm-hmm.
now you're attracting the entire Spanish community because they want to work with someone that they like. You have to
Mm-hmm.
build trust through these ads. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It's just hard to me to follow through with that. That's why that was my first attempt for an ad. And trust me, Tanner, I've been putting my face on the camera and it's hard. I've been scripting and trying to say something or just
Overthinking it.
organically
You're overthinking it.
overthinking it too much.
You're
Yes.
overthinking it, man. You're trying to be perfect. You know, that's the big mistake people make. But what you have to understand is that, let me ask you this. Why do you want to grow your business? Let me ask you this question. What is it that in your heart, like what is it about growing a business inspires you? What are you doing this for?
Well, first is for the people around me, um, to have a better life and to help our community, pretty much. That's my biggest goal.
Is there a deeper reason? I think you mentioned your daughter, you're putting your daughter through college.
Well, yes, yes, that's very important for us right now. Putting her through college and stuff like that. Um, and
Okay.
yeah, that's
So
probably one of the
So to
reasons.
me, it sounds like you have a deep desire to control your circumstances. You
Hmm.
control your time. Let me tell you something. Is that worth feeling a little weird on camera if it means that your message will shine through? You know what being weird on camera represents? Authenticity. So when you're authentic, that actually sells. People say, "Oh, I want to help him with his mission." So if your mission in your heart is to serve your community and be a respectable contractor, especially in Sarasota, there's always a story in Sarasota about somebody who stole a deposit or did something they shouldn't. I don't know what's up with that town. So I definitely know that there's room for you there. Then you need to be advocating that. That's marketing. That's telling a story. That's getting people to want to work with Axel, not this random AI robot who's blasting the side of a house and people are scared and confused, right?
Hmm.
You gave it a good try. But if you're trying to get people to give you sensitive information like their name, address, and phone number on Facebook, you've got to do something a little bit more, I would say, intentional, trustworthy. So I'm going to be honest with you. I like that you learned how to do this. I think that if your mission is that strong, you need to connect with someone that can run Facebook ads for you. You have too many things to do, brother. You've got to run and
Hmm.
grow your business. You're still using Joist, which is a very, very basic software tool.
Hmm.
You are trying to run Google ads. You have to hire employees. Once your business grows, you're going to have to manage the jobs. You're going to go do estimates. Okay. I mean, you have way too much on your plate. If you have the responsibility of finding leads, that's going to occupy all of your mental thinking every day. Every day you wake up, you think to yourself, how am I going to find leads? Because it's your responsibility. Does that make sense?
Hmm. It does.
Okay. So if you have someone else who you hire to find you leads, Now you take that and you give that responsibility away, even if it costs you $3,000 a month, because all they will have to do is generate you 1.5 jobs to cover the entire cost at around a $5,500 average job size. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And why I say 1.5 is because my assumption is you're going to make $3,000 if you sell around 8 to 9 grand. So that's why I say that, because we want your profit to cover the cost of the marketing agency and the lead spend. Okay. So one of the things you mentioned, and this is why I asked you about drip jobs, is because you said you got 2 leads and they didn't respond to you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So the way Drip Jobs works is we take your Facebook ads and we connect it to Drip Jobs, and Drip Jobs sends them a text message and an email instantly. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter what time of day it is, with a
Mm-hmm.
link to schedule with you. That's why it's important, because when people click the ad, they kind of get nervous, or they say, I don't need this. And then if you wait too long to contact them, they're like, forget it. I don't even remember who you are.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to help you with that. Do you have any questions on any of that stuff, or do you want me to go a little bit deeper, or do you want to talk
Keep
about
going.
something else?
No, so far, it's true. You're speaking the truth, and I came up to that conclusion myself. I just don't know how to start and who to trust. You know what I mean? That's the other bigger issue that we got these days. There's a lot of them out there
Well,
that
you don't
wants to
have to
help
worry
you.
about that. I'm going to give you some good referrals when we're done here. So you have people that I trust to deliver a good service to you, to help you on your mission. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I want to let you know about is that there is a in-person event happening um, in Clearwater, and that's going to be in September, not too far from you, with a bunch of painting business owners. And I think it would be really beneficial for you to come to that. I'll be speaking. It's with Paint Pro Coaching. And, again, man, like getting in the room, hearing what everyone else is doing, and then applying it in your business is the secret. What you're doing has already been done. So
Mm-hmm.
it's important for you to look at it from the perspective of, you just need to do what everyone else is doing.
That's what I want to do. Avoid a lot of mistakes.
Good. So I'll tell you what you need to do then. If you really want the advice, it's going to cost you money. That's number one. You have to pay to play, because if it was free, then everyone would do it. And the people who give you the information and the services would have no incentive to do that, right? So you have to be okay with investing in this business. Do you know what the average cost is if you wanted to start a smoothie shop in your town? Do you know what you would have to pay?
Not exactly, but I imagine over 20, 30,000.
Try 50 to 100 if it's a good
Yeah.
franchise for smoothies. And you know what their net profit is? They promise your net profit is going to be 10% of sales, which on average is going to be anywhere between 60 to 150,000, depending on how good the store does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You
Yeah.
can make that in your first 2 years of painting. You can get to $1 million in revenue, and you're going to probably net somewhere around $200,000. And you have very little startup costs. You pretty much started for free, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty
So
much.
you need to think like that, right? You need to say, okay, well, let me invest in my business. Number one, you need a coach. Why a coach? Because they're going to give you exactly what you need to do, and they're going to hold you accountable, and you're going to be in a community. That's number one. Like if I were starting my business, I would 100% start with a coach, because you have two things that are going to happen. Either you're going to learn every mistake by yourself and pay the price of time, energy, and money, or someone shows you what not to do and you get to the end goal faster. It's that simple. And the second thing you're going to need is a marketing agency. Like you need this because, again, you're starting a business, and the first question you have is, how do I find leads? And if that's your biggest question, then you're not going to be able to put your heart into the other areas of the business, because every day you're going to be looking for food. It's like if we were in a tribe, you'd be hunting a pig every day, hoping to find one. And then you get the pig and you kill it and you eat it. And then you're happy for a minute. And then you're like, I got to go find another pig.
Now what?
Well, a marketing agency, you know what they do? They hand deliver you pigs every few days. It's like DoorDash.
Yep.
That
And I'm
makes
ready.
sense.
I'm actually ready for it. It does make sense, So it's like I said, I
I
just need
just try
to
to give you the
trust the
principles.
people.
I'm sure you've come to that conclusion, but the principles is simple. If you can understand the
Mm-hmm.
concepts that I'm sharing with you from a high level, you'll stick with it when it doesn't work out, because sometimes things don't work out. But the principles are, if you find the right company to help you and they generate you leads, you're spending the money to make the money. That's one less thing you got to worry about. If you find a coach who's already proven the roadmap, then we're in good shape. And then last is a software. Drip jobs. I mean, you have to have something that can organize customers to help you schedule appointments, right? You know, you're already competing with companies that have good systems. So when they get an estimate from you, your customers think to themselves, well, how come Axel didn't send me a reminder for my appointment, right? Have you ever had a contractor come to your house, maybe a repair or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if they don't send you any reminders or updates, you're like, well, where are they? You know, maybe they're not as professional as the other companies. So, you know, that's one of my, you know, your passion is to serve your community. My passion is to serve guys like you, to make you look professional in front of your customers, so you don't lose business because you don't have the right technology. And we make technology easy. So I'm going to highly suggest that. So I'm going to send you some resources, Axel, that I feel like are going to help you. Um, and we'll go from there, you know. And I think if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer it. But those two things are going to put you on a rocket ship.
And then the other thing that I thought drip jobs might help is the estimating stuff, because a lot of times, like, exteriors are easy for us because you know how it is. Exteriors are much easier to estimate.
Yes.
But when you go to a old lady's house and she wants to do 3 doors and one baseboard and one ceiling, stuff like that sometimes is hard. And what I do is I go flat rate. I pay this guy this much, so he's gonna be there half a day, and blah blah. That's the way I think when I go to my estimating, and it's not consistent. Let's put it that way. It's not, I might charge for a door $75 one day, and then next day I'm charging 150, or it just varies.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you're smart in this thinking, right? You're saying, hey, I want systems here. I love it. Axel, man, I can see it in you, bro. You're going to be very successful. Just pay heed to my advice. Put the
Mhm,
energy and effort in. Pay the people that I share with you their information. Learn the game. And yes, you're right. Estimating is a big deal, because you need to be able to predict. You need to be able to give estimating to someone else one day. And if it's all up
mhm,
here, it's a problem. You know, you don't want to be doing estimates forever. That's another thing that takes up too much time of
mhm,
the business owner. So Drip Jobs does help with estimating. Production rate estimating is what it's called. And what we'll do is set up different pricing for your services. So for example, we'll identify how long does it take to paint a door. Well, that takes 2 hours. How much do we pay? $30 an hour. Okay, so our cost on a door is $60. How much paint does it take to do a door? Well, you and I both know probably like 1/10 of a gallon, right? Or maybe, 1/4 of a quart. It doesn't take a
mhm,
lot, but we still want to know how much that is, because if there's 10 doors, that's a gallon of paint.
mhm.
So we can count the doors, and then it tells us the price. And then we identify how much profit we want to make. So these things are important. But yes, Strip Jobs will do that as well.
Okay. So, but that's it, man. So the three things
How, how's
are,
the how's the how's the crew look? So you have a team, right?
I do have a team. I got two, and I'm part of that team because I still work. So it's three of us.
So
It
wait,
was four of us. Not to.
you're two and you're part of the team, so you guys are a team of three?
Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
cool.
Most of the
That's all
time they
right,
work
man.
by
Hey,
themselves, but I
yep,
have to be there every now and then. Um,
that's okay. That's part of it.
it was
Yeah.
getting bigger, but then business slowed
Can't get
down.
bigger
Like
unless
to
you
be
know. What did we talk about?
like
Remember the pig earlier? You
we
can't you
we
can't
were
hire people if
doing
you don't know where it's coming.
right. We were doing pretty good at the beginning of the year, but then all of a sudden it drops, and we have no marketing out there, no way to you know tell people that we're still here. So, and we drown a little bit. We rely on our contractors, and they all over the place right now. And we did drown a little bit. So I lost two guys. So right now we're three of us.
Right. And now they maybe are struggling because they can't find work.
Hmm. Yeah.
You
So
think
that's
they're
where we at.
struggling,
And
or do you think those guys are struggling, or do you think they found another painting contractor?
they might have found somebody already. They might have found
Okay.
somebody already.
And were they good painters?
They were trained by us. Most of the people that I get it started from zero. And they were trained by us, and they became pretty good painters. It's been with us for like 2 years or
Yeah.
so.
So one thing that I
And
would
they
say, man, is that you got to establish a standard to never let that happen again.
that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Never
That's what
let
we're
that
doing
happen.
because
Never
I have
let
lost good people.
your team members walk out on you because you failed to put provisions in place and go and hunt, you know? And I'm saying this and I know you know it, but like that game never stops. It doesn't matter if you get to 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. We all have the same problems. You and I are both looking for painting jobs every single day. The difference
Hmm.
between me and you is that I have different areas to find them. I have Google, I have Facebook, I have word of mouth. So those things help me in slow times. And I have previous customers that we can reach out to. So there's a lot there, and you just need to have those in place. I think you know this. I'm going to connect you to some of my friends that I feel like can give you a hand, and
How
I
do you
hope to hear
determine your
a good
budget
update
for
from you
marketing?
as much
How do
as
you go
possible.
about? That's how you go about it.
Of course, if you got to realize is that it's like a slot machine. I've never spent more money than I've generated in revenue. I've never spent more money in marketing than I've generated in revenue.
Yeah, I
So,
heard that. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So just
Hmm.
understand that concept, right? So if it costs you $100 to get a customer and that customer pays you $6,000, how much should you spend on marketing?
Less than 2%, 3%.
No, as much as possible. That's like the greatest slot machine in the history of the world, right?
I get it. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we don't sell, we're not selling knickknacks. You're selling expensive things, and people
Hmm.
pay a lot for what you do. Sometimes you might stumble across a customer that can give you a $40,000 paint job. What
Hmm.
if you got that customer off of Facebook? So now the Facebook slot machine for you is very profitable. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Yes,
again like
yes.
the best business owners, CEOs, their first question is not how much should it cost or how much should I spend? That's not the question. The question of the CEO who's going to win is what's the value in return? They think in terms of value. They don't think in terms of cost. When you were an employee, you thought in terms of cost because that was what you had money and you didn't sow seeds with it. You just paid your bills. Now you have to transition to sowing seeds with your money. It's a big shift in
I
financial
see.
discipline. You know what's a good example of you sowing seeds with your money? You want to know what it is?
Why?
Paying for your daughter's college.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You're an investor. So to apply that same principle in your business, because you're hoping that that will yield a return. You wouldn't be paying
Hmm.
for college if you thought that she would be wasting her time if it didn't make her a better person or give her more opportunity. So it's the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
faith. I'm going to drill it all the way down to this key component of our Christian walk. And I can see you got the cross is faith. Sow the
Yes, it
seeds.
is.
God will put the right customers in front of you, but faith without what? Works, okay, is dead, dude. It's like
Actions,
throwing your
actions.
seeds on concrete. So you took a step in faith by booking this call. Ride the momentum of what I'm telling you. Some people listen on these and they go, yeah, but he doesn't know the whole story. He doesn't know what he doesn't know how much money I don't care. All I'm telling you is we met. I'm giving you a strategy. I'm going to connect you with people. What you do from here will determine if you move forward or you have to relearn the same lesson over again. I'm just the messenger. Okay?
No, we are applying these principles and looking forward to our next chapter, or next
Does your wife
move.
help you in the business?
She does a little bit. I would like to get her more involved with us. She's a part owner, but she's got her own work, but
Okay.
yes, I would like to have her, a
Well,
little
in
more
order for her
involvement
to help
with
you,
us.
she needs a software to work off of.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
she can't be logging into the joystat. That's one of the benefits of drip jobs is that as an admin, she can see everything in her own time, see what proposals you have out. She can, if you ever get to a point where she answers questions on the phone, she doesn't have to message you first. Again, systems are going to free you. This is one of them, I
Hmm.
think. That, and I usually don't go this hard with drip jobs because I don't want this to be a sales pitch, but I believe in the product. So I'd love for you to try it out. Um, and yeah, so let's do this after we get off the call. I'll connect you with some resources, and then I'd love to see you in a couple weeks or a month or two, and we'll hear about some of the changes you made. And I'm happy to help you, man. I want to see you win.
Awesome. Awesome. Let's do it, Tanner. Let's do it.
Cool,
Thank you for
man.
taking your time,
Cool,
dude. I really appreciate your time, to be honest. I really
man.
do.
It was
So
my pleasure.
thank you very much, sir.
I I enjoy this more than anything, man. I'm here to help you. All right, Axel. We'll talk soon, bro.
All righty. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
All right, see you, buddy.